It is proposed legislation we told you about last week that has coroners and prosecutors across the state up in arms.
It is called House Bill 30, the Donate Life PA Act. Now, it's aimed at making more organs available for the nearly 500 Pennsylvanians who die every year waiting for a transplant. And lawmakers say it would provide more awareness and education, clarify who's able to make a donation, and streamline the process.
But as we found, the bill is controversial. Both sides have their own opinions and don't seem to be talking it out.
Maria Miller has spent several days talking with both sides to better understand the argument. Maria?
Well, coroners and district attorneys across the state and their prospective associations are absolutely allowed to have their opinions on proposed legislation. But the lawmaker who proposed this bill says he doesn't think they understand it. The Coroners Association tells us they've read it loud and clear.
There's nothing to make this a opt-in or opt-out.
That's in stark contrast to what Cambria County Coroner Dennis Kwiatkowski told us last week.
What it does is it makes you an organ donor, implies that you're an organ donor unless you have a form that basically says you are not.
Lawmakers say that's just not true. Representative Joe Petrarca, who proposed the bill last year, says it would not make everyone in the state an implied donor, as the Coroners Association seems to think.
Nowhere in the legislation does it set up a situation of implied consent or a situation that you are an organ donor unless you opt out. The legislation just absolutely does not do that.
But he never said it wouldn't prevent organ procurement organizations like CORE from asking family members of the deceased for organs. In fact, that's part of the process the bill lays out.
It's very clear in the priority by whom we have to obtain authorization to carry out the organ recovery. We would not be permitted to just recover your organs.
The coroner has a right to deny an organ donation. Nowhere in the bill does it take away any jurisdiction from coroners.
The Coroners Association disagrees. Its attorney telling us she's repeatedly gone over the bill line by line and says because organs need to be harvested and living for transplant, the bill basically takes the autopsy away, therefore impeding death investigations.
According to the bill, it's up to the organ procurement agency to determine when the individual is dead enough so that they can take these organs while they are still living. I don't know how you then do an autopsy when organs aren't there anymore.
I don't think coroners, quite frankly, understand the legislation. I have been asking to meet with the coroners for 3 years now, and they have refused to meet with me to even discuss this legislation.
What we have gotten are demands, not a request to negotiate. It's been, you tell us what you want to change, and we will look at it and see if we agree.
Now, Petrarca was adamant in that nothing would change when it comes to the coroner's duties. But again, the Coroners Association does not agree and is standing by its opinion that the bill is taking away their rights, your choice, and your family's decision. A link to the bill in its entirety is posted under this story on our website, WJACTV.com. Reporting live, Maria Miller, 6 News.